Welcome to the Toxics Reduction via Responsible E-Waste Management video series, presented to you by the Delta Institute with funding from the USEPA Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. In this video, Alex Spivak of the University of Toledo brings us the presentation, A Systems Approach to E-waste Audits. This content was originally created for a workshop series in Toledo and Cleveland, Ohio.
Hello, my name is Alex Spivak, and today we will be talking about a systems approach to e-waste assessments, and also we'll take a look at the two case studies. First, I would like to introduce a business waste reduction and assistance program laboratory I'm working for. Then we'll talk about a definition of the e-waste, the project background and history, the e-waste assessment process, and then we will talk about case studies and have some additional topics such as benefits and drawbacks. Now, the Business Waste Reduction and Assistance Program have been around for quite a while. In fact, we started in 1996, and we have a partnership with the Lucas County, and also we have a partnership with the University of Toledo. Our program been providing for many years confidential no-waste assessments to Lucas County businesses. One of the common e-waste definitions is the term e-waste loosely applied to consumer and business electronic equipment that is near or at the end of its useful life. The first and foremost part is a collection of the data. The key criteria in a data collection is to establish the current electronic equipment inventory, to have a very clear idea and understanding what does a company currently have and what are the company's electronic needs. The data collection consists of the three parts: establishment of the e-waste minimization team, reviewing on existing e-waste and recycling management records, and as I have mentioned, establishing of a current electronic inventory, or known as a baseline. First, the team is being established with a team charter, project timeline, and a project budget. Once the team has been established, the team would be responsible for determining an existing records and inventory reviews of the company. The inventory reviews consist of many different important parts, which include service contracts, a history of the purchases of the equipment, the data destruction practices, facility layout, process flow dynamics. Once we know enough about the company, the data can be analyzed. To analyze the data, it's important to determine the baseline, identify major e-waste minimization opportunities, and to determine, evaluate, and select waste minimization process, equipment, and method improvements and alternatives. Important components of the e-waste baseline is the list of the electronic equipment. The list of the electronic equipment will include product brand names, models, age of the products, and very importantly, a trigger points for the product replacement. The trigger point is a decision factor, such as product have been broken too many times, product is out of date, a demand requires a different kind of product, or any other requirement which will force the company to replace such a product. The data analysis will answer a number of questions. It will determine which e-waste streams generated from the facility, which areas they're coming from. It will answer the questions about the level of hazardousness of the waste streams, how much of a particular input material enters each waste stream, how efficient is the electronic replacement process, which units of electronic equipment may be reduced or eliminated, and also very importantly, at what cost. And of course, it's very important in many assessments what are going to be the costs and what are potential profits of a changing of the electronic equipment. When major e-waste opportunities are identified, it is typical to find that most of the opportunities are located within a fairly small section or a fairly small type of materials. when the rest of the materials and or departments or sections are typically responsible for the significantly smaller amount of opportunities. The next part of the assessment is the recommendations and implementations. During this process, it is important to set up a strong goal, a good timeline to be able to validate the program versus the goals and be able to monitor and continuously improve the performance. It is important to create strong alternatives which companies may be able to consider, to be able to screen those alternatives effectively, and to be able to evaluate and select the alternatives. In order to generate the alternatives beyond the brainstorming and benchmarking, it's important to discuss with trade associations, to look at the internet and literature reviews, to look up the information on the federal, state, and local government level, to discuss equipment manufacturers and vendors. The alternatives are being screened in order to determine the e-waste reduction, how many tons per year of the materials are being reduced, how much hazardous materials is being reduced. At the electronic equipment replacement trigger analysis, is there a better way to replace electronic equipment? Should the company consider to take longer time before the electronic equipment need to be replaced? Or perhaps there may be a situation where a company is better off actually replacing sooner as opposed to replacing later. Also, it's important to look at the new electronic equipment purchasing analysis. When making decisions which electronic equipment to purchase, the company may want to consider not only the cost alone, but the grand total cost, which includes the cost of recycling of the materials, the longevity of the materials, composition of the materials, energy cost of having certain equipment. So the grand total picture is actually being put together with the recommendations of which equipment may be better to purchase. When alternatives are being discussed, of course, it's very important to discuss the costs, the long-term costs, as well as startup costs, the impact of a waste removal cost, impact to purchasing cost, also impact on employee morale and ease of the implementation. When the alternatives are being evaluated, it is important to look at the impact of a general program goal, technical feasibility, the operational feasibility, economic feasibility, the sustainability component, and organization culture feasibility. The technical feasibility ranges from the impact on the product quality all the way to the entire process change. Once alternatives are put together and decisions are made, the development of the deployment plan takes place. The goal of this phase of the e-waste minimization process is to translate the list of acceptable alternatives into an achievable implementation plan and to document the selected alternatives. Implementation and execution of the e-waste minimization plan ranges from the approval of the project all the way to tracking changes and making sure that the project is actually doing what it was originally designed to do. As results of the project are being tracked, they can be validated versus the original goals. Such validation process helps to determine whether the original goals were met and how successful was the plan and the implementation. Of course, the work is never done. It is important to monitor and continuously improve the performance. In fact, the continuous improvement is a vital part of the current management system. It is important to continue to looking for the ways to improve sustainability while in the same time improving the bottom line, and to continue to have employees being actively involved in the process. Next, I will discuss two different case studies: the medical facility in Ohio and the large hotel in Ohio. A business waste reduction and assistance team have visited both of those facilities. Medical facility currently have a very good e-waste management system. However, it was suggested that it should consider formalizing or standardizing electronic equipment replacement trigger points. In addition, a system of a selection of the new electronic equipment was recommended to the medical facility. The large hotel in Ohio also has a waste management system. However, it may be improved further. The hotel may benefit from formalizing the system further. It may also benefit from considering e-waste recyclers. In addition, it was suggested to the hotel to have an employee exchange program. The employee exchange program works like a website. Such a website allows employees as well as a company to put postings with electronic equipment or any other equipment or any other things that employees would like to trade, and to offer to other employees to collect those items free of charge. In addition, hotel was looking into purchasing new refrigerators, and a recommended list of the refrigerators was provided to the hotel. E-waste assessments may have substantial economic as well as a sustainability effect upon the companies. They're conducted completely free of charge by Business Waste Reduction and Assistance Program. If you're interested in having an e-waste assessment conducted at your facility, feel free to contact the University of Toledo and Dr. Matthew Farnkati for further information. Thank you very much.